How did Unity save my game? Hi, I'm Fairly. I'm the developer of a 2D Metroidvania game called Lunal Lane, and welcome back to the channel. Before I start this video, thank you to everyone that came from How A Sprite Saved My Game. That video has over 30,000 views and almost 2,000 likes. That's absolutely insane, and I got a bunch of new subscribers from that video, so thank you guys so much. Oh, here comes my cat. That video was more on how my art has progressed throughout time and how I found programs that I really enjoy for art. So this video is going to be about engines. Before we start this video, please give it a like. Also subscribe if you're not subscribed. I make a lot of videos like this, and I try to make entertaining and fun videos weekly. So be sure to subscribe so you can see more content like this. And I just want to see you and talk to you and hang out, and I think it'll be really fun, and I want you to join the community. So with that being said, let's find out how Unity saved my game. I've always had a fascination with game design. When I was a kid, I used to play with Legos, and I would build different areas and pretend that they were video games that I was creating. I even have a piece of paper from when I was a little kid and I got interviewed for a newspaper, and I said that I wanted to be a game tester when I grew up. The thing about game design is it's very, very difficult, and it's very, very hard. And if you're a person like me, you don't believe that you're smart enough to be able to do anything like that, or creative enough. But I always had that drive to want to be able to design and create my own game. A few years ago, my friend Morgan sent me a link to a program called Construct, and he goes, "Yo, this is a program that you can use to make games really easy, and you don't really have to code as much. You should try it out." And the second that he sent me that, I thought, what? This is amazing. This is the greatest thing that I've ever seen. This is so awesome. I don't even know. My mind was completely blown. The first thing that I started doing right when he sent me that was I downloaded it, and then I started to go to tutorials, and I started to watch people make stuff on it, and then I thought, this is it. I'm gonna make a game, and this is gonna be amazing. And for about a year, I messed around with Construct, and I started working on a game that I called Beach Game. Now, Beach Game was the best game that you've ever seen. It was pretty much just me throwing every single idea of things that I wanted to make into one game, and I was super happy with what I was making. And then I renamed the game from Beach Game to Lunal Lane, and I gave it a story that ties in with a world that I've been creating and drawing up and just making in my head for years now. I fell off with game development. I stopped being able to make things that I liked, and I was not having a good time with it, and I didn't really have an audience or anyone who really cared too much for the game, so I really just quit. After a while of quitting, I just had a passion to want to get back into it, and I realized that the game that I was making was just a bunch of random ideas, and that I should start making a game based on games that I like and something that I would have fun. And I came up with the idea for a Metroidvania game, sort of mixed with a collectathon game. What? You want to be in the video? She wants to be in the video this bad, guys. Can I get a like on this video from my cat? Can you like this video for my cat? Oh no, her butt's in the way of the camera. I gotta censor this whole part out. When I restarted Lunal Lane, I decided to make a devlog video to show off for my friends, and the video got a lot more views than I was expecting, and so I decided to make this more of a real project and to try to make this an actual thing that could be my job one day. If you've been on my channel, you've seen that I've come into a lot of issues with Lunal Lane over time, and Construct just wasn't really doing it for me. Construct in the beginning was really amazing. The system for creating things is so fast. If you want to make a platformer, I'll show you how to make a platformer. All you got to do is just have a sprite, have a ground, a collision on the ground, slap a platformer onto an object, and boom, you already have a game. There's also downsides to this system. There are a lot of things that I don't want to go into because I know a lot of you are going to get turned away from not wanting to use Construct. But if you're a beginner, using Construct or using stuff like Scratch is really amazing. But the more advanced your projects get, the more cluttered and the more you start to see the flaws in the engine itself. Here I am in the last test build I ever made for Lunal Lane for Construct, and there was a lot of issues that I had with making this game, and there was other things that it just didn't feel good to me. I had all of the different rooms in the game actually on different scenes in here, which is probably just a really dumb way of doing it, but it allowed for a bunch of stupid things. Like, I couldn't put a foreground layer in front of the player because then I would have to go through all the different rooms and add that. And I try to make a camera that is like a bounding box camera, but it just doesn't really work. The camera in Construct is very, very strange. And you can see how hard I attempted to make lighting, and Yeah, it doesn't really look that good. Another thing that I had a major issue with was creating menus in Construct. There's no UI layer or anything like that. You have to make the layer yourself, and it gets very cluttered. If you want to be able to grab things on different layers, you have to either completely disable that layer, or you have to just continuously click on objects to go into the objects below the Z order. The Z ordering and things like that are very annoying to deal with, and the menus took so long for me to make. This menu right here took me like a month to make because of just how annoying it is to deal with it. And I know John Construct is going to be in the comments telling me that I'm just bad at Construct and it's very easy, and that may be the case, but for me, Unity has a better workflow and it makes me feel more engaged and it makes me feel better about making my game in Unity. So I would say if you're a beginner, use Construct. Have a fun time with it. I spent over 2 years in Construct before I moved over to Unity, and it really helped me learn Unity a lot quicker. So if you want to use Construct, or if you want to use Scratch or anything like that, go ahead and do it. It'll be really helpful for you. It'll be a really good learning experience. And if you're thinking that this video is a hate for Construct and Unity gang love Unity, if I'd ever found Construct, I never would be doing this. I love Construct a bit. I just have a little bit of issues that I've developed with it over time. I started having issues with my game and with the engine, and I decided it was time that I would switch engines. And this was a very difficult decision for me that lasted over 2 months of me contemplating whether or not I wanted to do it. I thought that I wasn't smart enough to be able to actually code. I was so used to quote-unquote drag and drop coding that I thought if I go into Unity, I'm gonna be so lost and I'm gonna make a bad game and I'm gonna look stupid and all of my viewers are gonna be like, you're stupid, go back to Construct. And I also didn't want to keep restarting my game and having it be bad every single time. I wanted to make one definitive restart, and then that was my only restart, and I wanted people to have faith in me. And so I decided, let's just use Unity, let's learn it, let's be awesome, and let's make a really cool game. And the switch to Unity has been absolutely amazing. I actually, some days I'll just be sitting in bed at like 10 o'clock, and then I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna get up and I'm just gonna start coding. Like, I just have random moments where I'm just like, all I want to do is code. I don't want to like sit down or be lazy. You would think that if my job is game development, I would like be lazy all the time and not want to code. But when I'm doing other things, I get bored and I want to start coding. And that's something that Unity has done for me that Construct never really did. It feels like if I have a system, I'm not jumping through hoops in order to implement the system. I just think of the system, think of how I want to implement it, and then I code it, and then I fix the bugs, and then the system is done. And that's really thanks to how user-friendly and awesome Unity is. And there's also so many different resources out there for Unity, it's actually crazy. It's given me passion and a drive for game development that I wasn't really having with Construct anymore. And combining that with my love for Sprite, I'm in love with game development now. On all fronts, I'm in love with game development. And I hope that this love for game development will carry on into the future, and I'm able to make a really amazing game for you guys. Just a few of the things that I love about Unity are the particle system, because I think that the particle system in Unity is actually pretty amazing and it does exactly what I need it to do. I also love the animator. Personally, I'm a video editor. You guys know that I edit videos, so having the animator laid out how it is very simple and easy for me to use, and it just resonates with me and I understand it. And I really love how you can code however you want to. Like, I like to do my stuff modular, so I can literally just make an object, give it a sprite, and then give that sprite a rotate script that I made, and now we have a rotating Karen that just floats up in the air and just rotates. So those are just a few of the things that I think are amazing about Unity, and I love it so much. As an end of the video bonus, and because this stuff wouldn't really fit in a devlog and be that entertaining for a whole devlog, I'm going to show you some new things that I've added into Lunal Lane over the past few weeks. Welcome everyone to Placeholder Lane. It's just like normal Lunal Lane, but pretty much all of this stuff is a placeholder. I figured if we're making a video about my love for Unity, then why not show off some of my progress that I've been making in Unity. I've reworked the movement in the game, mostly the in-air movement, and I think it feels really good. I really like it. I think the movement is already starting to feel a lot better than it was originally, and I think this might be the finalized movement that I want for the game. I'll probably be making a little test for the patrons to be able to test this out and give me feedback. So if you're a patron, be on the lookout for that. The first thing that I want to talk about is now you can save in the game and you actually can go between scenes. There's no cool transition yet, but that you can actually like go into the bed and you can rest and feel refreshed, and the game actually saves. This is all very placeholder. You can see the room is very tiny. but it's in the game. Saving and loading is in the game now. You could also see that I have my mana up on the top left. It's a visual thing. It actually exists, and it's really awesome. It passively regens over time. If you want to see these stats in depth, you can go to the menu, which is a new thing, and this is the sort of concept that I have for the menu. It's a tab-based system. It works on mouse and keyboard, so you can click on the tabs to go in between them. It works on controller. You can use LB and RB to go between the different tabs. It also works on PC. You can press Q and E to go through the tabs. And I think so far it looks really cool. I don't have all the different tabs in, and obviously it doesn't look the best, but it's functional. So you have the main tab, and you also have the cards tab. The cards tab is also fully functional. It also works on PC controller and keyboard, which is the thing that I have working for all of them. So you can, you know, use your mouse and select them. You can also like scroll through this list and whatnot, which all of it is awesome. When you unlock the cards, obviously they appear here, and then if let's say I want to equip this card, I can equip it. On the right, it tells you info about the card. Awesome. Tell me if you like it, if you think it's better than the original game system, but I think it's really awesome, and I've been working really hard on it. Another small thing that I want to show off as the last little thing is that I finally added collectibles into the game. So now you can see that I killed him, and he dropped me a little bit of money. You can see up on the top right hand corner of the screen that a little money thing pops up and shows me how much money I have. And they also drop mana as well. All of the enemies have their own inventories, so their drop rates and whatnot are different. So now there's 2 different drops for enemies. They drop cards, and they drop stuff like money and mana. The coins right now are all gold, and they all give you 2, but I have different coins of different values, like a bronze coin, a silver coin, and a gold coin, that all have different values when you pick them up. So some enemies might be harder to kill, but they might drop more gold that has a higher amount. And some enemies, mostly magical, ghostly, mystical enemies, will drop more mana than other enemies that aren't in those categories. So these mousies, they do a magic attack, so they have a higher chance of dropping more mana than a normal enemy would. And that's my little extra thing that I wanted to add on to the end of this video. Consider that my 3,000 subscriber special, because I've been gaining subs so fast that I haven't really had time to make subscriber special videos. I want to make one for 5K, so be on the lookout for that. And that's all I'm going to show you now. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to directly support the channel, look in the link in the description. You can go to the Patreon page and become a patron. You can also get some early bird specials. You can play my game early. You can get a free Steam key of my game when my game comes out, and a bunch of other deals and awesome behind the scenes stuff. But that's all for this video. Please don't kill me, Godot Gang, in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.